Often on Valentine's Day, we turn to others to fill our heart. We may also spend a lot of energy showing our love to others, which can make us feel good, but sometimes it can also leave us feeling a little empty and depleted if we don't get what we're looking for in return. I think by now we're all pretty familiar with the concept of self-love and self-care. But what I've noticed is that we have a much harder time putting these concepts into practice. I probably don't have to tell you that the best gift that you can receive on Valentine's Day is your own love. But how do we truly learn to love ourselves? Well, my gentle, heart-centered 60-minute yoga practice is a great way to start. So in this practice, we begin with a short centering exercise where we'll take a few minutes to pause and allow space to receive a message from our heart. In the asana, the movement part of the practice, it's slow and gentle and is accessible for anyone, even if you are pregnant. However, you might want to end the guided relaxation in a position other than laying flat on your back. At the end of the practice, we do a guided meditation on the heart. And just like the Grinch, you might find yourself feeling like your own heart has grown 3 times in size after the practice. So I want you to decide right now, when will you do this practice this week? Write it down on your calendar, make a date with yourself, and please let me know how you feel after it's done. All right. So bringing the chin down towards the chest as it is, and beginning to invite your inhalation into the backside of the neck. And just taking your time. We're starting really nice and slow here. Just letting yourself gradually fall into this slower rhythm. And imagine that you had a nose or nostrils at the back of your neck, and that you were breathing into that space. So you're breathing, you're taking in air and inhalation, expansion into the back of the neck as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, the chin falls and the head becomes heavier. And you do this a few more times. Inhale into the back of the neck. Exhale. Head becomes heavy. And this time when we inhale, we're going to bring the head up to the left shoulder. Just a gentle rocking. And then exhale, a gentle rocking back to the center. And a few times in that way. Inhale, up to the side. Exhale, back down. Maybe the eyes are open or maybe they're closed. Inhale, up to the side. And exhale, back down to center. And then we'll switch sides. So inhale, up to right. And exhale, down. And you're taking nice long breaths, and because the breath is so long, the movement of the head is nice and slow because you're matching the rhythm of the breath to the length of the movement. Last time, back down to center. And then we're going to draw chin up to sky. So inhale, lift the chin up. This is our first very gentle heart opener. So as the chin lifts, let the shoulders come down away from the ears. Don't let the shoulders or the chest lift with the chin. Try to feel 2 opposite tensions. So chin pulls up, chest pulls down. And we're breathing into the front of the throat now. And this is a very gentle move, so we don't need to force or really lift the chin unnecessarily. Just a very gentle pulling on the front of the throat. And then we'll inhale back to center and exhale. And then a few big circles with the shoulders. So inhale up, exhale down, and inhale up, exhale down. Let's do that once more in this direction. Inhale up, exhale down. And let's go other way. So inhale, reverse, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, exhale. Good. And then we'll just stay here, hands on the knees, and we'll turn our attention now even more so to our breath, because we're going to be sitting in stillness. So to initiate our meditation, bring your attention to your rib cage and feel the rib cage expand as you inhale. So side to side, lateral expansion, spaciousness. And as you exhale, the rib cage gently floats back down. Maybe you might want to even imagine and visualize the ribs expanding with the breath, lifting and falling with the exhale. You also feel the breath moving into the back side of the body. And if you don't feel it, you can intend the breath into that space. Again, maybe imagining that you had nostrils or a nose somewhere on your back as you're breathing into the back. And letting the exhales be long. Remember that long exhales activate our relaxation response. So if you can lengthen your exhalation, slow it down even more, this will help bring the body, the nervous system into its state of relaxation, of rest. And then after your next exhalation, right at the end, go all the way to the end. We'll float the hands off of the knees and we'll place the hands onto the heart. You can place both hands. If one hand feels more comfortable, you can just take one hand. It's up to you. If the eyes aren't already closed and it feels okay to close the eyes, I invite you to close the eyes. Let the eyelids sit gently and softly upon the eyes. Just let the feeling of the hands on the heart, just take a moment to observe what the sensation might be. Maybe feel the warmth coming from the hands sitting on the heart. And I'll ask you a question as you sit here in stillness. And allow your body to respond. Allow your heart to respond, not your mind, not your brain. Allow the heart to answer. How do you feel in your heart? How does the heart feel? And maybe an answer comes, or maybe it doesn't, and that's okay. just allowing yourself the space to listen to any messages, to receive a message from your heart. We can also ask ourselves, how would we like our heart to feel? So what would you like to feel in your heart? And if the heart was already feeling fulfilled and great, we can still add another quality. So maybe there's something else that you would like to add into the heart center. What would you like to feel in your heart? And then we can take this and we can phrase it as an affirmation. And we can repeat to ourselves, my heart is. Or we can say, my heart feels, and fill in the blank. How do you want your heart to feel? How do you want your heart to be? And with the breath, you breathe this in to every cell in your body. You let the vibration from the heart center, you let the energy travel through the organs, through the tissues, through the cells, permeating all parts of you. And with your next breath, your next exhale, the hands can come down back to the knees. Before we begin practice, just sitting for a few more moments in stillness. Noticing now how the chest feels with the absence of the touch of the hands. And when you feel ready, you can slowly open the eyes if they are still shut. And begin to make your way into hero pose. So we've been seated for a while. It's possible you might feel pins and needles tingling. That's normal. You're always invited to move your limbs if you need to, so that you don't get that tingling. So I'm going to take a block. If you don't have the block, you can put a pillow just under the bum so that we can just sit a little bit differently, so that we're not just sitting cross-legged. So under the sit bones, knees are together as much as possible, and the soles of the feet, the insides of the feet on the block. And I'm gonna take a hand onto the low abdomen and another hand pointing downwards towards the floor on the sacrum. I'm just doing a few pelvic tilts. Seeing if you can do that with the breath. So inhale, pelvis comes forwards. Exhale, tailbone tucks under. I like doing this pelvic tilting action in hero pose because I feel like it really allows us to feel exactly, it permits a bit more space for your tailbone, so you can really notice the action of what's happening in the lower back as you move the pelvis. And we're going to come to a neutral position with the pelvis. So the hands are pointing really straight downwards, interlacing fingers, placing them on heart center. And then inhaling, lifting your heart into your hands, chin lift, shoulder blades back. And then exhale, hands press away from you, chin to chest, tailbone tucks under. And then we inhale, and we lift the hands onto the heart, lifting the chin, pelvis rocks forwards. Exhale, round the back, push the palms away from you, chin to chin. Few more. We're doing this nice and slow because our breath is So fluid. We're matching the rhythm with the length of each cycle of breath. And we're allowed here to bring and implant into the heart what we would like more of, that affirmation. My heart is, bring it into the heart. And exhale, pressing away that which no longer serves us, that which we would like to release. We press it away. We do that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And then from here, let's straighten the body. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. And exhale, lean over to the left. Coming into a side bend. Still anchoring both sit bones down into that block beneath you, into the floor beneath you. And then we'll inhale back up to center. And exhale, other side. And as you inhale, you lift the arms a little bit. You create space in the side body. And as you exhale, you bend. Lifting up on an inhale. And then exhaling, bringing the arms down in front of you, taking hands apart, place hands on the thighs for a few breaths. You can look at a point in front of you or close the eyes. And just noticing any sensations in the arms, just allowing this to be a pause. And then we can make our way slowly off of the bum and we'll come into tabletop pose. You can release your pillow or your block. And if you'd like to put that blanket under your knees to cushion the knees, we're going to be on the knees for quite some time. And just to warm up the body, get it into its movement before we're lying a little bit more still for some yin-like poses. Let's come into some rocking. So I want this to be a freestyle movement. That means not watching what I'm doing and just tuning into what your body wants you to do. You can think of this as a dance. The only rules are that you move in rhythm with your breath. You're trying to find some form of rhythm that works for you. You choose the speed. You choose the direction. This can really look like whatever you want it to look like. What does your body need right now? If you've been going in a circular motion, you can also switch sides and go in the other way. You might want to rock back and forth. You might want to go more quickly right now and breathe a little bit faster. Moving intuitively, not thinking about it, letting your body tell you what she needs to do. And then coming and making your way to center, to stillness, pausing in tabletop. And keeping the hips high above the knees, walk the hands out in front of you. We're going to come into a melting heart pose. So plant the forehead down. Bring the forearms down, press the elbows into the ground and lift the hands off of the floor, coming into reverse prayer above the head. So reverse namaste. You're pressing through the top portion of the elbow. And you're stretching into the armpit, into the tricep. As you breathe in, you allow the ribs to expand. And as you breathe out, the heart reaches towards the ground. And getting even deeper into that stretch in the arms. Next time you exhale, release the hands from above the head, place them down on the floor, and just a few breaths in a passive melting heart. Just feel the sensation, how
The chest and the shoulders feel so much more open now. And then invite your bum towards your heels, coming into wide-legged child's pose. So arms are still out in front of you. We're just bringing bum towards heels, and we'll do about 5 breaths here. And when we're folded forward, we can invite our breath into the back side of the body. Letting the breath massage the back side of the body. Letting the forehead be massaged on the floor. Last breath here. And on your next inhale, just roll up and sit back up onto your heels. We're gonna sit up onto our heels. And we're gonna get set up on the knees. So lift yourself up to your knees and turn the long way on your mat. And let the left leg stick out to the side. And the left leg sticks out, and you're gonna press through all 5 toes. The right arm comes down to the floor. You might want to come onto finger pads or just let the whole hand come down. You can let the fingers point away from the foot, and then lift the arm up and over the head. And here, you can lift a little bit through the heart. You can lift the chin up towards the sky. And even look that direction. Breathing into your side body. Getting into really deep stretch. And after your next exhale, bring the arm down and then use your momentum to swing it up to have star-like arms. And then we're gonna take that left arm down that left leg, and the right arm is gonna reach up and over into gate pose. And we're here for about 5 breaths. So what's really nice about holding these stretches for longer is you can notice what's happening in the body. So as you pause here and breathe, that left arm is able to slide down that left leg a little bit more with each breath. So you're just going a little bit deeper. The body opens up a little bit more the longer we stay. And after your next breath, bring that right arm down to the floor, about a 45-degree angle from in front of you. Walk the hands out in front as if you were gonna do a melting heart pose, and then let the chin come down towards the chest, bow down. And you have strong arms here, you're pressing into the palms, and even bring the bum back a little bit towards that right heel, getting into a nice stretch on the inner left leg. One more breath here. And then we'll walk the hands back up, lifting the torso. We can walk the hands towards center and then bring that left knee in, and then we're gonna switch sides. So right leg out, and then we can plant that left hand down and reach the right arm up and bringing the bicep close to the ear. It's nice here to try to bring the bottom hip forwards a little bit. And then lift the heart, lift the chin, lift the whole head to look up towards the ceiling. Breathing into side body. Big breath. And then bring the arm down, sweep it down, use the momentum to lift the body. Arms come up either side. Right arm down, right leg, left arm reaches up and over. 3 long breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Just feel that little slide down. Inhale. Exhale. Amazing when we breathe slowly how long we stay. It's only been 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Bend forward, bring that left arm to the ground, walk the arms out in front of you, and then let the chin tuck under. You can pull back energetically with the hands. That helps activate the muscles in the arms. You're still pressing down through the outside edge of the foot. You can angle the foot in any direction so that it feels comfortable on your knee. Last breath here. And then walking the hands up towards the face. And then towards the center, bring that leg in. And we'll walk the hands towards the front of our mat now. If you've had something cushioning the knees, you can release that. And we're gonna come into a downward dog. So get set up in tabletop. Look at the hands, the placement of the fingers, press into the fingers, lift through the palm, lift the tailbone up. Take some deep, fluid breaths. Keep the breath at the same nice, long rhythm we've been doing throughout class. Again, move as your body needs to move. Be shaking out the head left and right, bending one knee at a time. Just allow this rhythm to soothe your mind. It's soothing when we move in rhythm, when we rock. And then we'll bring the feet towards the hands. And anything that you'd like to do in your forward fold, you can grab the elbows. You can maybe continue to bend one knee at a time. Tucking chin under, crown of the head points down. If that feels good, sometimes that doesn't feel good if blood pressure is low, and then we need to stay a little bit higher. I'm doing whatever is going to feel right in this moment. And then we can, with soft knees, we can begin to roll up, rolling, trying to stack one vertebrae at a time, one above another. The chin is tucked under so that we come all the way up into our standing Tadasana, mountain pose. I'm just taking a look at the feet so that they are nice and hip distance apart, nice and parallel. Bringing the hands back to heart center. So just placing them on the heart for a few breaths. Feeling your firm foundation, those roots that are growing down from the feet, anchoring you into the earth, making you feel grounded and solid and strong. And then a lightness in the top half, maybe a little openness in the heart, a little bit of a warmth or a heat. Maybe coming back to your affirmation that you created at the beginning of class. My heart is, or my heart feels. You can repeat that again. My heart is. This is what we want of our heart center. So taking the arms down to either side, if the eyes have been closed, opening the eyes. We're going to step back with the right leg, left foot forward, hands onto hips, coming into a warrior one. So in warrior one, we want that left hip drawing back, right hip forward, bending through the front knee, so knee is stacked above ankle. Nice length in the back legs. Try to bring the knee up so we feel a nice stretch in the calf. Good. We're going to take the hands to the sacrum. So both hands coming down to the sacrum, and this brings the shoulder blades back. So we can do this. We can also try to open a little bit more Continuing to bend through that front knee, lifting the heart. Just doing this nice and slow. Feeling any tightness that was in the chest, feeling that being loosened up right now. As we stretch the heart, as we stretch the chest. Good. Inhaling up, more to center. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Maybe extend them if that's accessible. If that's not accessible, we leave them here, or we can also grab the forearms with the hands. And we're going to lift, and we're going to bring that left shoulder towards the left knee, just looking down on the floor in front of you. So we're still opening through the heart, but we're folding forwards. We're looking at the floor on the inside of that left foot, pressing firmly into foot so belly doesn't collapse into thigh. Inhale and release the hands. Exhale, bring them down onto the floor. Turn onto the toes of that back foot. Right hand down, left hand comes onto sacrum into a twist. And a few breaths in the twist. You can leave the hand on the sacrum, or you can lift the hand up towards the sky. And then bringing the hand back, that left hand back to the floor, and taking a step towards the front of the mat. Inhaling up, halfway extend the spine, hands on the shins. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. And press into the feet with a straight back. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And let's pause here. Inhale, breathe your heart into your thumbs. Exhale. Let the arms come down. Hands to hips. And taking a step back to repeat. So step back with left foot. Right leg forward. Bring that right hip back, left hip forward. Bend through the front knee. Get yourself set up so you feel the strong foundation. You feel the feet like we've worked on a few weeks ago. The foundation of the feet, hands come to sacrum. And we lift through the heart. Shoulder blades come back towards center. You can use the weight and you can use the force of the arms to try to press the sacrum down a little bit as you lift through heart center. Continuing to bend through that front knee, lifting through the heart. And let's come up. Inhale. And exhale, interlace fingers or grab the forearms. Any variation of your heart opener, so that we can bow forwards now and become a humble warrior. Bringing that right elbow or right shoulder towards your right knee, but not collapsing. Looking down to the floor, the inside of that right foot. Strengthen the leg. Breathing into the heart. Inhale. Release the hands, bring them down on either side of the foot, turning onto the toe into a lunge. Left hand down, right arm lifts onto sacrum into a twist. Enjoy the twist. So in our faster practices, sometimes we don't have the time to really enjoy the pose. So enjoy every part of this. Maybe lifting the arm. Part of the enjoyment is often in the breath. If we're not breathing enough, it's hard to be enjoyable. So inhale. Exhale. The arm comes down. And then take a step towards the front. Inhale, halfway. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge. Fold forward, bow. Press into the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And we pause here. Inhale, lift your heart into your thumbs. Exhale, release. Arms come down either side. And we'll turn again towards the long edge of the mat, come into a wide-legged forward fold. So feet are parallel. We're going to start by interlacing fingers behind the back again. So again, some options. It's always nice to start with the hands at the sacrum rather than do this right away. This helps with the action of bringing the shoulder blades back. So the action of the rotation of the shoulder cuff. And then maybe you want to lengthen through the arms. And this is going to lift. The lever, it lifts the heart as we extend the arms, chin lift. Inhale. And then we're going to fold forward with straight arms. Exhale, fold. And those arms reach up towards the sky. And you decide how much you want to fold. Maybe you want to stay halfway. Or maybe you want to fold all the way forward so the crown of the head is reaching the floor. And the straight arms are leaning towards the direction of where your head is going, extension. Let's release the hands from above the head, plant them down on the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine, maybe on finger pads. And we're going to pause here with a concave back. You're lifting your chin, you're lifting your heart, you're bringing your shoulder blades back together still. You feel a nice weight distribution through all four corners of the feet. Inhale here. And then exhale, fold forward. In any variation, if here you want, you can put the hands down, you can grab the elbows. And again, always, if it doesn't feel good to fold forward entirely on the head, then you just stay halfway. And just breathing into the backside of the body in this forward fold. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Let's all meet halfway up. So inhale up halfway. And then exhale, just bend that front leg, walk towards the front of your mat. And then we're going to take a step back into downward dog. And reposition yourself in down dog. The last few breaths in last down dog. And then we're going to bring the knees down to the ground. We're going to sit back onto the heels. I'm bringing the bum to the side so the legs can come out in front. We're going to get set up for two variations of boat pose. So the feet are going to start hip distance apart and hands come underneath the thighs. We're going to start just by using the strength of the arms to lift the heart open, shoulder blades come towards the midline, towards the spine. Now maybe you stay here, or maybe you want to lean back onto the sit bones and lift the feet off of the floor, bringing these together and then reaching the arms out in front of you. In this receptive position with the arms reaching out in front of you, the heart lifting, we are open to receive. The heart feels a little bit lighter. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And if the feet were up, you can bring them back down to the ground. And we're going to roll onto our back. So round your back. Maybe bring the feet in a little bit more into your toes. So you can be like in a little ball. And then lean and tip and roll onto your back. And give yourself a nice squeeze. So wrap your arms around your shins. Squeeze tightly, as tight as you'd like. Maybe you want to rock side to side, or maybe it just feels really nice to give yourself a little bit of love here. A really tight squeeze. And then release that squeeze. Bring the feet down to the ground. You're going to get set up for bridge pose. We'll do a few little movements to lead up to it first. So feet hip distance apart. The heels are not touching the bum, but they're not too far from bum. They almost touch the fingertips. Palms facing down to the ground. And we'll start by pressing the low back down into the floor. So you're gonna need to do a posterior pelvic tilt. Press your lower back and squish the floor with your lower back so there's no longer a little space. And then from that position, press into the feet now and lift the bum off the ground. And then maybe you want to tuck your shoulder blades under a little bit to get a little bit more lift through the pelvis and the heart. And then maybe you want to interlace fingers behind the back, coming even further up onto the shoulders. Pressing down through the mound of the big toe. Lifting pelvis even higher. This is one of those postures I like having my eyes open in because I love watching my belly rise and fall with my breath. Feel length in the back of the neck. Maybe the crown of the head wants to reach even further out towards the front or back of the mat. And last breath here. Inhale, lift the hips higher. Then we'll slowly come out. Start by untucking shoulders, taking hands apart, and really slow if you can bring the spine back down. A little bit of a curvature, one vertebrae at a time. And then just bring the knees in to touch. Don't move the feet, don't move the hands, and just pause for a few breaths with the knees touching. Good, and then let the knees separate. We'll bring the feet about the width of the mat. Let the arms reach out to either side into a T. And we're gonna let both knees fall over towards the right. So the right leg will probably touch the ground or come close. The left leg won't. It's an internal rotation of that left hip. And then let the head look over towards the left-hand side. And 5 big breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. And feeling free to move the bum or move the legs into any variation of a twist that you'd like if this doesn't suit your body right now. Last breath here. And then we'll inhale, knees up to center, head to center. Exhale, knees fall to the left, head falls to the right. And we'll be here for 5 breaths. And on the next inhale, lift the knees. And exhale, roll over onto your side. Keep on going to the opposite side into fetal pose. We'll just pause for a few breaths in fetal pose. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then really slow, press into the hands. We'll come up just briefly so we can get set up for our final long pose where we'll do our guided relaxation. So if you have a long cushion, a bed pillow, something like this, it could also be a blanket that you're gonna fold over so it's a bit thick, and you're gonna lay it the long way on your mat. So you're laying it the long way, then you're gonna get the sacrum set up so it's touching whatever prop you have here, and then you're gonna lie back on that. Get it set up, and we want to get it just right here. So actually, before you even come down, which you might have already, we're gonna be here for 10 minutes. So if you want to put on socks, if you want to put on a sweater, a blanket on top of you, dim the lights, whatever you need to do. You might even want to add to your cushion a little cushion underneath the neck. So sometimes it's nice to take a blanket and to roll it, to put it in the little curvature in the cervical vertebrae. It just adds a little bit of cushioning for the neck. Take a look at your legs. Well, don't actually look at them, but just feel them. Let them be quite open, so almost the width of the mat, so that heels are in, toes are externally rotating outwards. Allow the arms to be comfortable. You might want to tuck shoulder blades under a little, and palms are facing up towards the sky. So there's a little bit of a puffing and opening in the chest. And throughout this meditation that I will be offering, if at any point you want to come out of this restorative fish pose, just listen to that. You're always welcome to shift, to move, to come into a variation that is more comfortable for you. Bringing your attention back to the breath now. Noticing the breath coming in and out. In and out. In and out. Now shifting your attention away from the breath and becoming aware of your heart and your heartbeat. So see if you can truly tune in and feel the beating of the heart. Feel and listen to its rhythm. Imagine each pulsation of your heart pumping blood all throughout your body, through the intricate network of arteries and veins. Imagine each of these pathways above your heart as branches of a tree, and below your heart as roots to the tree. Follow the path of oxygen as it is pumped out through the heart, out through your chest, your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands, and then back again. Follow it again down your belly, your legs, knees and feet, and back up again through your body and back home to the core. Every drop of blood that passes through the heart returns to be refreshed again with breath, air, and life. Your heart is a sacred tree. Its branches are threads of a web of life extending all through your body and then out into the world. The trunk of the tree is you, your core, your being, your central self. From this core, dig roots, the foundation of the tree. Their pathways find the food and water that support and give us substance. From this core spring branches
They're leaves, but wishes of the heart. They collect the sun and wind that make you grow. They flower and fruit and fall upon the ground to grow again. All that is expressed eventually returns. In front of this tree lies a jeweled altar. Make an offering to this altar, either something you are willing to give up, like a bad habit, or something you are willing to give of yourself, like creativity, loyalty, or healing. Make this offering as a symbol of exchange for granting your wish. Next, breathe into your heart and feel its pain and joy. Feel the deep longings of the soul within. Do not define this longing specifically, but feel its essence. Let the feelings increase, breathing into them. Feel them through your whole body, pulsing outward, returning, pulsing outward again. Allowing this longing to fill the branches of the tree. When the tree is saturated with the deepest wishes of your heart, imagine that a single bird comes into the tree. The bird flies to the center of the tree, cocks its head to one side, cocks its head to the other, and listens deeply to the longing and wishes that have been expressed. Have a moment of communion with this bird that lives inside your heart. As you do, hold the bird close into your heart and let your heart speak its wishes to the bird. Let it come from the yearning. If specific images come to mind, fine, but do not search for them. When you feel complete, kiss the bird goodbye and gently release it to fly away. Set it free to do your work. Let it go and forget about it. The bird will carry your wishes to the powers that be, so that they may be fulfilled in the best way possible for all concerned. The bird will carry your wishes to the powers that be, so that they may be fulfilled in the best way possible for all concerned. Staying exactly as you are, or choosing to move aside from your props beneath you to lay flat on your back on the floor. We'll lay in stillness for a little while longer, absorbing the words, absorbing the images that have been dancing around in our minds. And letting that energy, those images, letting it permeate the body through the blood, through the nadis, the channels of energy, Just resting now, allowing the mind to rest, allowing the body to rest. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Flare the nostrils. Invite more energy into the body through the inhale. And start to wake up the body with movements of the fingers, movements of the toes. You can move your wrists and your ankles. And slowly, we move to the face, maybe moving the jaw. Maybe a big yawn overcomes the body. Maybe a gentle rocking of the head. Maybe the arms come over top of the head into a big, deep stretch. Then making your way over onto your side into fetal pose. Pausing on your side for a last moment of stillness as you remind yourself one final time of your affirmation for the intention, the wish you have for your heart, how you would like your heart to feel. You can repeat it as, my heart is. My heart is. What is your heart? Breathe this into the body and then let it go. And then slowly we can rise and come up to a seat. When we're all seated, you can take a hand one more time to the heart. You can place the other hand at the belly or the other hand at the heart, as you will. And we'll take 3 breaths together. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth or through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. And the last one to Om. Inhale. Om Shanti. Shanti is peace. I wish you peace in your heart, peace in your home, and peace in our world. Namaste. I bow to you all. It's not just my computer that I'm bowing to, but I'm bowing to each and every one of you.